Time for another recent read. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Zach with Zacks Books, and today I've got a recent reads for you. I got 5 books sitting here in front of me. Pretty good actual bunch of books here. I want to say everything was 4 stars or better, I think. I think one of them might have been a 3, but I'm pretty sure all of them are 4. But yeah, we'll have the 5 of them linked down below. Also down below, we've got the Patreon, help support the channel. Good times. Danielle's channel is down below as well. And yeah, we are going to get into this thing. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the first book. First book up, I'm going to keep this one a little bit more brief because I just did a rant review on this book, which you can see it up here. And it is Carrie by Stephen King. So the journey I'm currently on is rereads of Stephen King books, and what I'm doing is like a rant review following up after reading the book. I have done Roadwork, and I have done Carrie, and I also have another one that's on here that we are hopefully going to have a video on. I'll talk about it when I get to it. But yeah, so Carrie, I mean, this is a classic. It's the first book that King published as a novel, and it is the first time. I've actually read this 3 times now. First time, meh. Second time, meh. This time I gave it 5 stars. I really enjoyed this book, and Carrie has grown on me as a favorite character that King has written, and I absolutely love this book. But yeah, no, check out the other video I have where I did my rant review. We'll put it up here like I said. I just really enjoyed this book this time around, and I don't know what really was different with it. I just liked it a lot more. So, but yeah, gave it 5 stars. Really good experience. There you have Carrie by Stephen King. Alright, so I just realized I didn't really give a synopsis for Carrie in that last clip. I just kind of figured that if you feel like this is a well-known book. Girl has telekinetic powers, and they kind of get heightened at the beginning of the book when she gets her period for the first time, and like, yeah, she gets super bullied, and prom night, iconic. So yeah, that's pretty much Carrie. Again, check out the rant review, more in-depth stuff. The next book is The Fury by Alex Michaelides. This is the 3rd book I've read by Alex here. And I want to say, what was the first one? I had The Maidens, and what was the second one? You want to toss up the name, hun?
Silent Patient.
The Silent Patient, yes. So that was actually, I read that one a while ago, so that one's been a little bit. But basically this book, so Danielle pitched this one to me saying that it's like everybody in my family has killed someone, where there's like a narrator, and they kind of explain some stuff that goes on throughout the book. And I hated everyone in my family's killed someone. It's like a DNF with like a 2-star ending is pretty much kind of like how I phrased it. Like, I really did not enjoy it, but I gutted through it for Danielle. And The Fury, I went into this skeptical because of that same exact reason. I ended up giving this 4 stars. I really liked it. The narrator was not as like butting in as the other guy was in the other book, at least in my opinion. Elliot is this guy we're following here, and he is like narrating this trip he takes with this girl, Lana. She's like this ex-movie star, and pretty much what is like the big thing is like he has had this crush on her for a very long time. She ended up meeting some other guy at a bar through a friend, and there's like a secret affair going on within this whole situation, and Elliot tries developing this plan to like, you know, get the guy in trouble so that he can ultimately end up being with Lana, and everything goes to hell. The plot twist at the end with, I can't say it, but it's a pretty juicy plot twist, but I actually liked the ending a lot in this one. So, but yeah, very good book. I would definitely recommend. I give it 4 stars. The Fury, Alex Michaelides. Next up is Different Seasons by Stephen King. This book is a collection. It has got Rita Hayworth in The Shawshank Redemption, Apt Pupil, The Body, and The Breathing Method. And this is a reread. I'm hoping to try and get a rant video up on this. We filmed one, but a lot of the footage is, it's not really coming out as we had hoped. Whether that's my fault or the camera, it's kind of a mixture of both, to be honest. Regardless, we're going to try and get the video up and try and make it work. Danielle's going to put her amazing handle on the editing and see if we can make it work. But anyway, this book, like I said, you got 4 stories in it, and every single one of them was 5 stars for me. I loved this collection very much. It moved up on my totem pole of my favorite King books of all time, which that video might be coming out soon. But I really, really enjoyed this whole collection. The Shawshank Redemption is about this guy. We're following this guy named Red. It's kind of like a diary-ish format. He's talking about encountering this guy named Andy Dufresne. He's this guy accused of murdering his wife and lover. And you get all like the ins and outs of the Shawshank prison. It's a very good story. There'd be way too much to talk about in this video. Apt Pupil is the next story, and that is probably the most messed up story. Like, there's horror in Pet Sematary messed up, and then there's like, this is just like messed up, like effed up. Like, it's, yeah. This guy named Todd Bowden, like, is like enthralled with this old Nazi guy, Mr. Dusander, I think his name is, and he just like, lots of bad things happen, and I just, like, that kid just like I want to punch him. Next story is The Body. This one is very touching for me because we're basically following 4 young boys on their journey to find a dead body, and basically just following the whole story going there, and like, when they get to, like, it's I'm hoping that we can get the video up for this because I like really go into it and like talk about The Body, and it's by far my favorite short story I think King has ever written. Breathing method, woman's pregnant, doctor's trying to like, you know, show her a breathing method, but it's also like a weird story because like we're following like some other guy telling a story, and I don't know, breathing method's the weakest one in this now. Apt Pupil used to be, but now Apt Pupil is a little bit better. But yeah, overall, 5-star collection. Absolutely love this whole thing, and I would highly recommend it. Different Seasons by Stephen King. Alright, next up is, I mean, a classic. This is literally like, if there was no Stephen King, this person would probably be like my favorite author, and that's The Hollow Dead by Darcy Coates. This is book 4 in the Gravekeeper series. Following The Whispering Dead, which is book 1, The Ravenous Dead, which is book 2, and The Twisted Dead, which is book 3. I'm so enthralled with these group of people here. Kira, Zoe, and what's the other guy's? Jason, I think his name is. I'm probably way off. Like, he's not as memorable as the 2 girls, just because like they're just way better characters in my opinion. But yeah, I can't remember what the guy's name is. I'm pretty sure it's Jason. I'm probably wrong. I can't find it. Whatever. But regardless, this is them continuing their story from The Twisted Dead, and they found the facility that like kind of like hosed in on Kira's powers and everything like that, and like now they're going to try and like, oh, Mason is his name. Well, that's close. It's off by a letter, whatever. But yeah, no. So this is continuing the story. I really enjoyed it. The ending, like, kind of gave me, like, I don't know how to say it, like Avengers vibes. But, like, oh, I don't know. I'm excited because, like, I can't spoil anything with this book, but, like, the thing I want to say is, like, I'm excited to see what happens next. I'll leave it at that. So, there you have The Hollow Dead by Darcy Coates. Alright, next up, well, last up, is Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. I believe I'm still saying that right. So this is something that we found at Half Price Books. Danielle found it. This is a debut novel, or novella, whatever, from this author, and I really enjoyed this story. I gave it 4 stars. We're following this young boy and basically his life at, where are they? It's not like a beachfront. I think it's a beachfront. But basically this kid's grandpa shows up kind of unannounced, and he's like really weird. The mom and dad kind of like know about him, but the kid like really isn't quite sure like what it is that's going on with him. There's a dog, and I want to say his name is Teach. Yeah. Teach is what the dog's name is. Anytime there's a dog in the book, you always kind of get worried just because, like, oh, is the dog going to make it? Like, honestly, you get more concerned whether the dog survives versus the people in the book. I don't know what it is. I'm also just not a fan of cats, but, you know, It is what it is. Hot take. But yeah, no. Teach, absolutely love the dog in this book. The boy in this book, I mean, yeah, go figure. I know the dog's name, but I don't remember the kid's name. But whatever. Very good story. The ending, I kind of have some hope as to see what happens with a certain person in the book or character in the book. But I don't know. It's very weird, though. It's very, very out there. I'll say that much. But yeah, no. Definitely a 4-star read. And I would recommend it. It's actually a pretty solid story. So, there you have Wild Spaces by S.L. Coney. Alright, so there you have the 5 most recent reads that I have. Again, we will link the 5 of those down below for you. Also down there, check out the Patreon, check out Danielle's channel. And yeah, what are some books you've read lately that you'd recommend for me? If you've read any of these 5 books, what are your thoughts and opinions? Please keep it spoiler free. Yeah, just let me know in the comments. Otherwise, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.